The Dodge Viper is best described with 3 words: wild, dangerous, and unrefined. Everyone loves American muscle cars with huge V8 engines and a body style that still looks good by today's standards. The Dodge Viper was a different kind of beast. Did you notice the usage of past tense? That is because the Viper has been discontinued and the 2023 Dodge Viper is mere speculation. This is not the first time the Dodge Viper will get the axe. Dodge would work a nameplate to death and cease production, only to resurrect it after some years. Who knows? They might be pulling the same stunt again. Before we get into what the future holds for the Dodge Viper, please smash that like button. YouTube's algorithm loves it when you do that. Don't forget to subscribe too, so you wouldn't miss out on full review videos about other upcoming cars. We can't talk about the Dodge Viper without delving into a bit of history. The Dodge Brothers Company was a real American automobile company. It was founded by John Francis Dodge and Horace Eline Dodge in 1900. The company began in Detroit, Michigan in the United States, and the Dodge brothers ran this company for about 20 years. They both died in the same year, and the company was acquired by Chrysler Corporation in 1928. Dodge started as a supplier of parts to bigger Detroit-based automobile companies like Ford, but they started building cars in 1914. They built delivery trucks and cars to compete with the popular Ford Model T. Dodge has endured for 121 years. Its parent companies have always been plagued with financial challenges. In 2009, they had to receive a bailout from the United States government due to the financial crisis they were suffering. All through that, Dodge has managed to give us interesting vehicles, especially vehicles with the SRT badge. The Dodge Viper has had quite a history, and we managed to get 5 generations before it was shown the axe in 2017. The idea for the Dodge Viper was conceived in 1988, but production didn't start till 1991. The Dodge Viper has a unique body style that will remain classic for years. It has a super long hood and the cabin is positioned just right in front of the rear wheels. The Viper was designed when Lamborghini was still a subsidiary of Chrysler Corporation. The first generation Viper was the SR1. Production ran from 1991 to 1995. Before production of the SR1 began, Dodge created 2 pre-production samples in 1991 that served as the pace car for the Indianapolis 500. Lamborghini helped with the development of the V10 engine that sat in front of the Viper. It was based on Chrysler's LA V8 engine, but we all know that anything that has been touched by Lamborghini has to be good. The Viper was engineered to be a true performance car, so it lacked daily driver features like air conditioning, key cylinders, and exterior mounted door handles. The public received the SR1 Viper well, and Dodge added these missing features for the 1994 to 1995 models. The V10 in SR1 had 400 horsepower at 4,600 RPM and 630 Newton meters of torque at 3,600 RPM. It can go from a dead stop to 60 miles per hour in 4.2 seconds. In 12.6 seconds, you would have completed the quarter mile. It has a top speed of 165 miles per hour, but at high speeds, the Viper was too much of a beast to control, especially for wannabe racers. The SR1 lacked everything that made driving a sports car easy. It weighs under 1,500 kilograms, has no anti-lock brakes, no traction control, and in tight corners, drivers could experience up to 1 lateral G of force. The SR2 was the second generation Viper. It debuted in 1996. It had more power, 415 horsepower. Dodge was able to achieve this by relocating the exhaust pipes from the side to the rear. This action reduced back pressure, and the increase in power was achieved. The torque also increased to 662 Newton meters. Later in the 1996 model year, Dodge released the Viper GTS. It was a new coupe variant of the Viper RT10. It came with the same engine, but the power was bumped up to 450 horsepower and the torque increased to 664 Newton meters. Finally, in 1998, Dodge decided to introduce airbags into the Viper RT10 and the Viper GTS, and shaved off some weight by revising some components. In 2001, Dodge added an anti-lock braking system and offered supercharged and turbocharged aftermarket packages. In 2003, the RT10 was replaced by the SRT10 Roadster, while the GTS was replaced by the SRT10 Coupe in 2006. The third generation Viper looked different. It went through a huge facelift in 2002, all thanks to Daimler Chrysler's street and racing technology group SRT. It was called the ZB1. The engine displacement was increased to 8.3 liter, which resulted in a power output of 500 horsepower and 712 Newton meters of torque. The chassis was redesigned so that the car was more rigid and weighed less. The 4th generation Viper saw some heavy changes. It was dubbed the ZB2. The engine displacement was increased to 8.4 liter. The effect was a power output of 600 horsepower and 759 newton meters of torque. There were not many external changes, but you could tell the ZB2 apart from the ZB1 due to its vented engine cover. The transmission was upgraded. The rear axle had a new limited slip differential that helped the car gain more control during acceleration. The exhaust system was revised because the former exhaust system caused the cabin to heat up, and the electrical system was completely overhauled. The Viper ACR that clocked a record time of 7 minutes and 22.1 seconds at the Nürburgring was a variant of the ZB2. The Viper was first discontinued in 2010, but in 2012, a new Dodge Viper prototype was revealed. The 5th generation Viper is the best we have seen yet. It debuted in 2013 and remained in production till 2017. It was dubbed the VX, and it came with an all-aluminum V10 engine that sent 640 horsepower and 813 newton meters of torque to the wheels. The Viper VX features conveniences like daytime running lights, LED turn signals, and LED taillights. The driving was easier to handle due to the presence of modern features like electronic stability control, a 4-channel anti-lock braking system, and traction control. The Viper VX has a top speed of 206 miles per hour, and it can go from 0 to 60 miles per hour in 3.5 seconds. It is equipped with 4-piston Brembo brakes that have fixed aluminum calipers and vented 355 by 32 millimeter diameter rotors, so you can easily bring the car to a stop. The interior also received a modern touch. The seating position was lowered by 20 millimeters. There is a Harman Kardon audio system for music lovers and a 7-inch full-color customizable instrument cluster. In 2015, the VX received an upgrade. It got an extra 5 horsepower and improved fuel efficiency. Even with all these features, the Viper VX didn't sell well. This, coupled with the fact that it couldn't comply with safety regulations like side curtain airbags, made Fiat Chrysler stamp it out. Are we ever going to see a new Dodge Viper? The Dodge Viper is an iconic car, and Dodge might be able to get away with a resurrection. The 2023 Dodge Viper is all but mere speculation at this point. But if we do get it, what should we expect? Everyone wants to know what sort of engine the 2023 Dodge Viper should have. We think the engine placement is great. Dodge knows that too. The 2023 Viper might not see any major changes that will change the engine placement. But there is the issue of emission regulations looming over the head of every car maker, especially in the United States where the Viper is meant for. We don't see how a revised huge displacement V10 engine would pass the strict emissions test. The 2023 Viper might have to say goodbye to the V10 engine. V8 engines have always been the traditional engines for muscle cars. Everyone loved the V10 engine the Viper has been known with, but the use of a V8 wouldn't compromise on power. The speculation is that the 2023 Viper will be making use of Fiat Chrysler's legendary Hemi V8 engine. With the help of a supercharger, it could produce over 700 horsepower. With a hybrid system, it would be rad. For the transmission, the Viper has predominantly been a manual car, but a 6-speed automatic became available in the later years. Dodge might mate the V8 engine with the 6-speed automatic and offer the option of a manual gearbox for gearheads and loyalists. The 0 to 60 mile per hour runtime or top speed is still unknown, but any car that weighs less than 1,500 kilograms and has over 700 horsepower will be pretty fast and wild. Talking about weight, the all-new Viper should see extensive use of lightweight materials like aluminum and carbon fiber. Over the years, Vipers have always been shedding weight, so it should be different for the new generation. The Viper has always offered a rear-wheel drive drivetrain. Dodge might opt for all-wheel drive to improve traction, but a rear-wheel drive would mean more fun at car meets. Since the 2023 Viper is a car that mainly exists in the minds of Dodge fans, we can't tell you anything about gas mileage. A hybrid powertrain might improve fuel efficiency, but if you want to own a high-performance car, the gas mileage should be the least of your worries. We don't know what the next generation Viper would look like. If Dodge has something within their ranks, it is a closely guarded secret. However, some fans have given us computer-assisted drawings, so we have something to look forward to. The best of them is the Viper Basilisk concept. It was designed by Guillaume Mazerol. This design retains the original design of the Viper, a long hood and a cabin so far back it is almost on top of the rear wheels. However, the concept sports a ducktail spoiler at the rear, headlights that are stretched thin, and an all-new front fascia. The engine hood is vented, the roof is transparent, and the diffuser is bigger. For the interior, we expect that it will be decked out with carbon fiber and leather to add a premium feel. The infotainment needs an upgrade. Things like Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, Wi-Fi hotspot, and wireless charging will make the 2023 Viper appeal to a wider range of customers. The body style wouldn't change too. The Viper will remain a two-seater coupe. One of the major reasons why the Viper was discontinued was because it couldn't keep up with safety regulations. The 2023 Dodge Viper must have those side curtain airbags, standard airbags, and other safety features that most performance cars in its class have. There are rumors of a rollover safety cage for the convertible, which will deploy if the car rolls over. There is no specific release date for the 2023 Dodge Viper. If Fiat Chrysler decides to make the wishes of the Dodge Viper fans come through, we might get the 2023 Dodge Viper in the last quarter of 2022 or early 2023. The pricing should be in the range of $90,000 minus options. If it ever debuts, it will rival its close cousins, the Challenger, Hellcat, and Demon. Do you have any of the aforementioned Dodge models in your garage? If you do, would you be willing to buy the 2023 Dodge Viper if it goes on to become a production car? Tell us in the comment sections if you think a V8 would be the right engine for the 2023 Dodge Viper. If you have enjoyed watching this video, smash that like button, subscribe, and stay tuned to this channel for more interesting upcoming car reviews. Have a great one!